So today I want to talk a little bit about the infradian rhythm, what it is and how we can optimize it for better performance and better body composition. Now this is unique to women, but it's really important that men understand it too, of course, because it both impacts not only ourselves but also on the workplace and our performance in the workplace and how we interact on a social level. It's not surprising that we're seeing so much dysregulation when it comes to female hormones with the explosion of material in health and fitness over the last 10 years with the explosion of social media. The thing that is often not underlined when it comes to this is that most of this research has been done in either men or in postmenopausal women, because we are hormonally complex creatures. When we are in our reproductive years, we've got so much influx of hormones that it's hard to get an even result when it comes to these scientific studies. So we're oftentimes left out of studies. However, the results that come out of this then are oftentimes not aligned with how they'll actually achieve results when it comes to women. So oftentimes you get the opposite effect of what's seen in men. For example, intermittent fasting has been shown to be really negative when it comes to women. The results that we get from it oftentimes are counterproductive or can totally disrupt our cycle and have really negative health consequences. So it's really important to take note of that when it comes to applying a new principle that you've heard achieves great results. Oftentimes this is either in men or in postmenopausal women. So the infradian cycle is operated over 4 weeks, so our menstrual cycle. And how we are in each week of that 4-week cycle is completely different. Our metabolism is different, our thyroid hormones, pituitary gland, all the different endocrine systems are interacting in different ways at different weeks in the cycle. So when we understand these, we can actually better optimize them for better body composition, tailor our nutrition and our exercise around them, and also plan our work schedule around them so that we can get better results in the workplace too. For example, in the first phase of the cycle, our metabolism level tends to be a little bit lower and our cortisol level is lower too. So when it comes to our exercise, we should go for highly stimulating exercise that increases our cortisol levels. We should go for foods that are a little bit lighter because our energy levels are lower. So we don't need the density of foods that we will get in the second phase of the cycle. So going for plant-based food sources that are not high in hormones. So trying to go for more plant-based diet as opposed to meats, or processed meats that might have some added hormones in them. Just to be aware of that and then trying to control it through having a more whole grain plant-based diet. Like fish and eggs as well, things like that are nice at this phase in your cycle. When it comes to work, we should be looking for things that are social, engaging. We should dream big, plan big, achieve big when it comes to this phase in our cycle, as our creativity is at its highest and our social engagement levels are at their highest. Partaking in high intensity exercise classes, like I say, going for social boot camps and social workouts, really good time for this. And planning meetings and things like that are a really good time. First phase of your cycle. However, when it comes to the second phase in our cycle, our metabolism begins to climb, so it increases and our cortisol levels increase alongside it. So we should avoid high intensity exercise, which again will spike our cortisol levels and our adrenaline levels. And we should maintain it with nice low intensity, gentle exercise like yoga, tai chi, pilates, nice gentle walks, so that we maintain a nice cortisol level that's nice and balanced and not leading to excess stress hormones within your body, which will turn off muscle building and switch on fat storage. We should look for foods that are high density calorie sources. So we should look for nice healthy fats coming from omega-3 and 6 sources, from oily fish, nuts and seeds. We should get in some whole grains, which are rich in B vitamins, which help to build up our womb lining. We should look for nice lean protein sources, so our chicken, our turkey, our grass-fed beef and sources coming in that way. And when it comes to work, we should look for things that are a little bit more inward focused. So look towards redesigning, reevaluating, getting detail orientated in how we've achieved success or not achieved success over the last 2 weeks. We should look for things that are looking at, how we review our performance and how we can adapt and change it for the next month. As well as that, when it comes to things like caffeine, go for decaf in the second half of the month, so in our second phase, and go for full in the first half of the month, as we can better tolerate caffeine and sources of stress, I guess, or adrenaline coming in through our food. Going for alcohol and dark chocolate, again, other sources of caffeine and stimulants. Having them in the first phase of our cycle and lowering them in the second phase of our cycle, so that we can rest and digest and really relax in the second phase and be productive and energetic in the first phase. When you understand this, not only will this impact on the results that you get when it comes to exercise and performance, but also in the workplace and your own stress levels. Oftentimes we try to fight it and keep our habits and our routines the same every single week of the 4 weeks, or of the full cycle. And we beat ourselves up when we aren't getting up early for our exercise class, when our hormones just aren't in the right place to do so. When we resist our natural rhythm or our natural cycle, we end up stressing our body, which causes dysregulation in our hormones. So we should really tune in, listen to our bodies, and eat optimally, exercise accordingly, and relax and not put pressure on yourself to be social when you're not feeling like you need to be.